Well, good afternoon, folks off YouTube. My name's Ian. Welcome to me channel on a beautiful day. Now, I've kind of suffered a little bit of a setback. Been on holiday all week and I have made a big dent in the shed. Give myself some working space. But typically, as want would happen, something else comes along. Now, some of you might know that I make wood burners out of gas bottles, and I'll show you one. Here we go. Now this is the actual one which I promised a guy I'd make December, and what are we now? Almost June, and I made it. And I think Cruiser Mac pointed out, wasn't advertised it, he said, wasn't that the one you promised to make, that guy? Well, yes. Some of you know I'm a little tardy on posting things out. I'm doing things for people. I do them, but it ends to be in my time scale. Life, shed, work, chores. So he didn't buy it. So I advertised it. And it's still there because it didn't sell yet. However, no, it did sell. Well, it wouldn't be here if it sold, would it? The guy came down to look at it, and I was making a bigger version. He said, I prefer to have the bigger version. So if you come back in the evening, it'll be done. He did, sold it. I've had several people ask, marketplace, you don't do very well there, you know. Some of them, they don't even reply. They ask you a question, you reply, you're watching it, the message comes in straight away, you reply straight away, and even now, a week later, they've never even looked at the reply. Waste of time, I guess. So anyway, I did have one person contact me and say, I like what you've done. Do you make these? Yes. I've got my own design or something that I want. Would you make me one? A custom? Yeah, of course I will. You send me something. They sent me a YouTube link. Watch that. I think, yeah, I can make that. And basically it's a bottle like that. But it's got a flat top, the chimney offset. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I'm on holiday, can't start it yet, and I'm going through my head, where am I going to get big flat plate to go on top? It'd have to be at least 3mm thick. That's shell for the idea. We'll see what the scrap gods bring, which they did today. Then I was approached by a gentleman and saying, do you make these? I'm like, yes. He said, look, he says, I've been making some as a winter project for myself and my children, one each, for summer, and I've never got round to finishing them. Could you finish them off for me? And I went, yes. And he's turned up today, and I'll show you what he wants, which is relatively simple. I ain't doing all the work, I'm just doing a little bit of grinding, cutting, welding. But it's what he brought me. Well, first of all, large cylinder. I've seen this design myself, you know. It's what the customer wants, what the guy wants. So that chimney on top. So that is simple. Clean up the hole. Got a hole in the top and weld the chimney on. A smaller version for one of the children. Again, oval hole, clean the hole up, cut hole in the top, weld the chimney on. Done. That, he explained, was going to do something different and have legs on it and become like a barbecue. But he's run out of time. He said, could I weld the tube to that, that to that, cut hole at top, chimney on top. I can do that. I'll do them today. He says, and I have some stuff in my van. Do you want it? said, yeah. And consequently, I filled my car up with gas bottles, chimney, some scrap, and he brought me some big steel plates and said, any use? I'm thinking, hey, good's that? I'm wondering where I can find some big steel plate to flatten off the top of a gas bottle, and the scrap gods, well, the scrap gods shine on me, don't they? So I've now got the plate. Should the person not have their own gas bottle, I've now got plenty gas bottles. And I've got a big lengthy chimney as well. Bit too big, that. We'll sort it. Right, this causes me a problem. Car's got to be emptied for shopping tomorrow. And although this video is going out today, I went to the old anvil yard yesterday. Another video in the making. This will come out prior to going to the old. This will come out after. This video is coming out before the scrapyard run. Prepare what? We may ask. Look at that. I even had a walkway. Whatever's in there has had to come out. So I'm going to be doing some welding. I've been doing a load of scrapping. There's a lot of stuff on the floor that could catch on fire. So I've had to take all the mats up, sweep the floor. All that's gone on the bench. I'll have my bench clean. I've got a working area here. I've got some cloths, covers, which will hang over there. And likewise here, I've got to minimise the risk of anything setting on fire. I'll have a fire extinguisher ready. No shortage of fire extinguishers here. Right, get set up, get the first one done. We'll get the big one out of the way first. This is a bit simple. Not requested, but I will. I'll clean off the stubs. Got a hole in there. The guy also brought me some flap discs and slitting discs, which he purchased to do the job originally. Now the 115 and my grinder is a 125, but the hole diameter, the arbor diameter, is still the same, so I'll be able to use those. Using a bigger chimney than I normally use. I have a bit of a template here I just stick on, draw round. So I'll use the bottom one. This is going to be the stand for that other. Stick that on there. Centralise it by eye. New marker pen, round. Grind it out, clean up. Well done. Easy peasy. Right, what have we got? Safety squints, face mask, grinder. A grinder with a cutting disc on, grinder with a flap disc on. Flap disc thing, ear muffs, window open, stick the extractor on, covered up there. That's got Velcro on it, so it attaches to the ceiling. Been doing this a while. And nothing on the floor that should catch fire apart from my socks. I think when it comes to welding, I might put some long pants on. Right, I'm not bore you all, but I'll crack on. see me moving it round, trying to direct the sparks onto my bench. A bit easier to clean up there. Innit? Right, crack on. Second step, stick that on top, centralise it. Do a pretty good job with the Mert 1 eyeball. The eyeballs are pretty good, like, for centralising. Oh, it's about right. Voila! Yeah, looks pretty equidistant to me. Hey, Neil cut this oval out. He cut it out with a jigsaw, and he said to me, he said it's not very neat. No, he said, do you think I could do something about that? Well, I've started here, and I'm trying to smooth that line out. So a little bit raised there, and then you can see it's better than what it was. But it's a hole in a gas bottle. It'll do the job whether it's smooth and oval shaped or rough and oval shaped. Well, that's it done with the chimney on. What I didn't quite contemplate was how I'm going to get it out, because it's a bit little narrow. Move the bucket, clear the floor a bit, just get around that chicane at the end. So number one done, and I think we've cleaned that up a little bit too flat at the top for me, but I think a bit better than what it was. We're going to have to plan this carefully, because we've only got that short piece which is going on the bottom to mark the chimney out. Means I'm going to have to do the 2 chimney holes first, then, well, that chimney on that's easy, that's done, and then weld that stub to the bottom, and then the bottom, I don't have to do a full weld, I can just do tacks to the plate, and then the chimney on top of that. Sounds a plan. Let's get them in. That's dirty and thirsty work, so I think we'll have a brew first, because I am on holiday and it's 5 o'clock somewhere, just not here in the UK. And what we're going to treat ourselves to, a special. Picked it up in the Polish shop because it's got special lube Walker in it, and well, we need the special lube, don't we, because of the other drink. Right. Onwards. Well, that should be a little bit more manageable to work with. Now, it's not within my remit. The remit was to just do some welding, but the guys give me some stuff that's going to help me, even though he doesn't know it. So I can't I can't send it back like that, can I? I can't. So I think what we've got to do is just make that more of an oval. Then rinse and repeat. Clean the stubs off again, not within my remit, but put all in. Well, chimney on. Like bit of yeah, you know what I mean. Till it looks better. Right. When I do mine, I made a template out of this like flexible stuff, and I chose that design because it's straight, 3 straight cuts, and with a large compass I could do a nice arch. That's a bit more work involved. It's flexible enough to sit on there, draw around it, and then you can cut out your first piece, and then that then becomes the template for all the others. Easy peasy. I'll tell you what, I could possibly, right, we've got a plan here. Right. The first thing I did is take this, put my elbow on there so I could swivel. I'll find the high point, which is there, and then I swiveled. That side is quite deep. That side isn't. So I've got to kind of go from there and go to there and go, really, we need that. Your eyeballs, I said your eyeballs are pretty good at looking at things symmetrically. So, all the other plan is that not too far off his arch, is it? I could put that on there and I could draw around it. Whichever, got to be done. I think the special lube is working, because that looks a little bit more symmetrical to me. Maybe just a touch there. I think I've got that bit, and I've deepened that side a bit. It's just not. Just a bit there. Cheers. There we go. And I know you noticed, but yes, I'll be having some black cock later. That's why I've got the special lube. I'll tell you, I have a problem with this one. It's because I've got to bend over and cut it. Doing it, but point out why I wear safety specs and a face shield, because you're cutting on such a tight radius. You've got to put some flex onto the slitting disc. Right, what do these say? 0.8 mil. that's 0.8 mil thick. They will flex to a certain point. Like that, you can get quite a radius on them. If you overflex them, that's what happens. Wear your safety gear. Right, and stop it sticking into my leg, but it didn't stick into my head. Now I can't cut a hole so round, so as it happens, you take a grinding disc, which happens to be just a little bit less than that, and that means I can very carefully put it in there and I can grind it round. There's a bit of a danger because I can't have a guard on whilst I'm doing that. You've got to pay a bit of attention and try to keep your hands clear, because I didn't there, did I? Fortunately, just a tiny graze. Oh well, scrap gods will love me for that, won't they? Not the biggest boo-boo I've had. But pay attention. Good job I haven't had any of the stronger stuff, isn't it? Right. Find some masking tape. That'll do. Go, good as new. Okay, fingers all masking taped up. Right, we could put the chimney on, but put the chimney on, get rid of it. Right, so we'll move on to this one. Again, oh, what's that? Oh, it's the jigsaw. It's the jigsaw blade he used to cut out. Look how blue that's gone in the middle. He's used to cut that out. Again, not within the remit, but the guy's been good to me, give me some stuff I wasn't expecting. Let's clean up the arches and then the chimney on top of that. Right, what problems does that pose me? Well, I have to have that centralised, don't I? Right. I don't have to fully seam weld this. I could put some big tacks round, and again, holding that up. And have I got enough room to get in? Where's my torch? Oh, it goes like that. There. Get in there. If I turn it upside down, I could probably get in there. Or do I weld the chimney on first, then put it on there? Yeah, I think that's best. Weld the chimney onto there first, and that onto there. But first I've got to cut all for another chimney. And tidy that all up first. It's just not right. So again, a little bit of freehand drawing. There we go, a little bit of freehand, and then we just kind of, well, take a little bit of that out, smooth that round. Again, try to make it symmetrical. Right, so again, freehand, we're trying to make that a little bit symmetrical. Now I've done something here which, well, these are formed by a top dish and a bottom dish, and they're pressed together and robotically welded. And that leaves a seam on the outside and a seam on the inside. You can see that. Let's focus. I don't like that. So what I've done on this side, I've blended blended the back of that seam off, and I've blended, smoothed it further back, so I think that looks a little bit better, you know, to me anyway. You might not even notice. I think I've got that not too bad. A little bit there, and probably a little bit there. Right, how easy is that? Well, I'm using a grinder with a flat disc on, and it's spinning round at 11,000 minutes, whatever. It's spinning round fast, and that gives it a centrifugal force. So you'll find if you're doing a curve, it naturally wants to do that. That's what I find. So I find it really not as difficult as you seem to make a radius, to make a curve. Your grinder itself wants to go in a curve. So, you know, you got to just flatten out the flat spots. That's an oxymoron. And I see there's a lot of stuttering and spattering there. I've not cleaned off the galvanising as good as I should have done. So I was going to stop, clean that off with the grinder. Yeah. So I'm not doing so bad there, but from here onwards it started to stutter and spark. So what I've done, I've really ground it out there with a grinding disc. That should allow me to just smooth it in at the other end. Right, that grinding in, getting rid of the galvanising, has allowed me to put, well, I'm going to call it a decent weld down. I still don't get my transitions very well. That's what I originally started, but it won't fall off. Because remember, a welder I ain't. I'm a grinder god. The next one's pretty much repeat of this one, but it's like putting two chimneys on and then a base plate. So I'll not show you that. I'll just crack on and get it done. And then I can have some, yeah. Wayne sent me that from Thailand. Watch the videos. Wayne brought me a load of beers back from Thailand, and I took one every week, every video for the team, and some were terrible. Some were terrible. Some were all right. Anyway, he's come back to the UK and he said, I'm going to send you something that the locals drink. That's that. Wait till the end. I don't want people saying I'm hurting myself because I'm drinking. I'd only had that much out of that first can just to wet the whistle. Be right back. Well, I've been in and had my tea. That's why my mush looks a bit cleaner. What are we now? 6:25 in the evening. So we brought that round about dinner time. So I've been on it all afternoon. But we're at the last bit. The last bit is we've welded the stub to the bottom. We've made an hole at the top to put the chimney on. All we've got to do is ninety something. It'll do. It's been in a bug's day. Then we got 96. Oh, 92. So divide it by half. 2 mil that way. Tack it on. And get that chimney on. Now it's a bit tall for me to look down, so we put a light in there. That means you should be able to see that I can adjust that until it looks just right. See it welded on. Okay, well, I think I've done a little bit more than what the customer asked for, but when you look at it, my girding has a little bit of a slant that way, so don't go pulling me up and saying chimney's not on straight. Right, that's what the customer asked for. That's what the customer's got. Okay. Like I said, it slopes that way to the grid, so that looks like it's kept over. Right. It's, I don't know, I think it needs still ovaling at the top a little. Bring my cordless out and do that, I think, and then that's it. Contact Neil and say your burners are done. Hope you've enjoyed that. Didn't bore you too much. I'm going to go in there and have a little bit of black cock. But first, we've got to tidy my top up. That's a lot of grind. As I said, I ain't much of a welder, but I'm a good grinder. I cover things up because look at all that grinding dust. Not good. Windows open, extractor fans on, but it still gets everywhere. And for example, I have magnets hung up here. Look at that magnet, how much it's accumulated on top. Not good for you. Got to wear a mask. Right, as I said, time for a little bit of that. It's 10 to 7 in the evening. And we have a little bit of lemonade there. So, for the team. You've got to keep a straight face, haven't you? Don't. Listen, I didn't buy it. It was sent to me. So, he ain't taking a little bit of black cock in his shed. Oh, this is terrible. Okay, this YouTube won't let this pass, will it? Cork. We'll call it cork. Cheers everyone, thanks for watching, bearing with me through this. Neil, I hope you like what I've done, and you lot, I'll see you in the next vid. Take care all. Smells like thinners. Oh, it's got a kick. It's quite a, not quite aniseed flavour. You'll see more of this in the next couple of videos, which I filmed before this video. Once again, take care folks.